Hi, everybody. I'm Donna Terrell, and welcome to my podcast, Terrell Talk. And I have a guest in my little studio up in here that I think the world of her, and I love what she's doing in her position at FBT Bank in Pine Bluff. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Latasha Randle. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure.
You know, we're talking about banking and all of that stuff. We're going to talk about a number of things, but the thing when I saw you the other day, we were out and about, and I saw you, and I thought, oh my goodness, you would make such a good guest because number one, what you're doing for little kids in terms of helping them understand the value of a dollar and learning how to save.
Yes, ma'am. I have the pleasure of working with two school banks in the Pine Bluff School District. That's Greenville and James Matthews.
Yes.
Kindergartners up to maybe fifth grade. So I have the pleasure of seeing them on a monthly basis, having all of the answers concerning banking and financial literacy. Some of them come in with questions as far as, can you help my mom get a home? And when a child looks you in your eyes and
Oh
says,
my
can you help my
goodness.
mom get a home? You're thinking,
I
I want
I
your mom
want
to
to
have a home.
help your mom get a home.
Absolutely. And then once you speak to the mom, you find out that the mom never owned a home, the grandmother never owned a home, and they don't believe in home ownership. But you later find out it's because they don't have an understanding. So that's when I come in and create a relationship with three generations. I have the student, the mother, and maybe the grandmother or the aunt or whoever.
You know what? See, and I find this absolutely amazing. And I'm also touched by this, and I'm glad you're able to help the mom, help the grandma, but most importantly, helping that child because
Yes.
I just feel like Latasha, there are so many kids. The mom and the grandmother did not get that message growing up, but thanks to people like you're reaching out to these children and trying to make them understand that saving is a good thing.
Absolutely.
Putting money in the bank is a good thing. So you and the program with FBT is teaching them to become little bankers.
Yes. And another thing I like that we have this opportunity, we have tellers at the school. You hear children say up they want to grow up to be a physician, an attorney. Nobody ever says they wants to be a banker, not even I. But that gives them the opportunity to see how I conduct my business and how things work as far as banking. So I get to answer a lot of questions, teach them about things, and they get really competitive.
How so?
So one student may have $10. They find out that their friend has $10. So then they get up and then they just grab more money. And then the next thing you know that they are competing against who can bring the most money.
See, isn't that's beautiful?
Yes.
Because we live in a society where we talk a lot about spending money and I want this and I want that and I want these tennis shoes and I want that. But we're teaching these young children, these young minds that let's be competitive about how we can save or how we can, like control our money or how we can become a teller. I think there's a little picture. I said a little picture, but there's a picture of this. I know, isn't that
I
cute?
know, my little babies.
But there's also one with a little boy, Ryan, that is standing. Yes, tell me about this. What is this about?
So he is a gentleman, and I call him a gentleman
Little
because
kid.
his name is Mikey. And he met me on lunch one day, and he noticed that I wasn't at the bank, and he screamed, Miss Randall, if you're here, who's watching my money? And I explained to him that it's in a safe, in a vault, and all of those things. So he asked, could he come by and see it? So we brought him in and showed him all of that. And it also gave us opportunities to talk about FDIC insurance that most adults don't talk about. So I gave him some of those tours and conversations. And now he just always thinks should come to the bank, and he's already let me know that he's going to be the president. So I figure I should treat him right, being that he may be my boss at
I
some
know
point.
one day he may be the boss of you.
Yes.
So, how much money on average are these little kids able to save?
It's just like with adults, it's so individualized. So I think the numbers, and we've had a couple of people reach out and say, we would like to be a partner. We want to be there. So hopefully we can get those partners in. And I
A
think
partner like how?
they want to contribute amount to the school. So if all students came in, I think from kindergarten to 12th grade with, I think it was $5 a month in any matches that we make, they could graduate with like $6,000.
Nice. So the money is, we can show that picture as well, Ryan. So the money is actually accumulating for these
Yes.
kids.
It's
It's
cash
drawing
money.
interest,
It's drawing interest. It's
and
cash
they
money.
understand that.
They understand exactly what it is.
So are you, in addition to that, I mean, you're teaching them to become little bankers, young,
Yes.
and one day real bankers.
Yes.
But are they learning financial literacy
Yes,
also?
they are. So what I do is I create a curriculum depending on the grade. Some of them I have, let's say the high schoolers. I compare the 3 credit bureaus to 3 social media platforms. And then I use that as a way to connect with them. So the smaller students, I may do that, something as far as, so I had a call from a lady at a local store in Pine Bluff, and she called and she thanked us. She said that she was in her store and the children were dividing their money about what they were going to save and what they were willing to spend in her store.
Oh my
So
goodness.
it's like a muscle. If we teach them to say grace, they continue to do it. So if we teach them to save,
They continue
they
to do
continue
it.
to save,
And
we
you
grow.
start them young. I tell you what, it makes a world of difference. And, I remember as a kid putting money in my piggy bank.
Yes.
Because my parents were trying to teach me how to save. Well, then I go and I rob my little piggy bank because there's something that I want to buy. It's different than when you teach them to put money in the bank and then they learn that their money can grow.
Yes, and I also teach them not to put it all in there. It's okay to enjoy a little of it because I don't want them to get in the habit of doing withdrawals. So if we only talk about adding to it and not subtracting, that's what they consider. That's what they think about.
That's so important. I think that's where a lot of parents go wrong because, it's like, put all your money here, put all your money here. And some kids will grow up doing that because we're all different. Some people are very frugal. They grow up that way, and some people are more liberal with their
Absolutely.
money. But if you make people realize that you don't have to take every single dime and save it, and you can enjoy some of your money,
Right.
but put this little bit over here because it's going to grow. And so, I mean, we're talking a lot about the kids, but you mentioned in the case of the child that came up to you and said, "Can you help my mother get a home?"
Yes.
So.
And she had never, well, and once I explained to her that she was renting. So she's secondary buying a home because the person who you're renting from has the loan. So you're paying.
You're paying.
You're
You're
buying her home.
buying
You're
that
just not
home for
getting
that
any
person.
equity in it.
Did that click? Did that all of a sudden? It's like,
It
oh my
did,
gosh.
but you have to create the relationship. When I was growing up, we used to say, "I know you are, but what am I?" It was some movie.
Yeah.
Whatever that community is, so am I. So I take that on and I create every day. I create what I'm doing it for. And I keep the main thing as the main thing. If the main thing is helping these students, that's what I stick with. And that's what I'm committed to that.
I know you are, and I'm going to tell you, Latasha. I down in Pine Bluff, I see you on billboards, and I remember when you and I first met,
Yes.
and you were working for a different bank at the
Yes.
time, and you've been in banking for a long time. You've moved up. You're now vice president of
Community outreach.
community outreach, and I know you are working toward doing even greater things with the bank that you're with.
I am. I am currently in banking school at SMU, working on obtaining a degree for banking school. So I'm excited about that. It's a lot of work. It's more than I thought it would be, but the reward will be great once I can bring all of that information back to my community. So I'm so grateful for my bank to acknowledge and notice that I had it in me and support me. They support me all the way with this. I could not ask for a better team.
Because you started in banking as a teller.
I started in banking as a teller 9 years ago.
Okay.
And just hard work and commitment and just I knew I wanted better. And I didn't always make the best decisions early on, and I still don't make all of them, but I knew I wanted better, and I knew I had to work to make sure that I'm better. There's a saying that I tell my kids, the trees and the grass start out together, but the trees don't wait on the grass to grow. The trees just grow.
They just grow.
And I've decided that I want to be the tree
Yeah.
and not stay planted there and just grow,
And just continue to grow.
continue to grow.
And so, and you know, we have to show this picture of you and your son. A very, very touching moment. I'm going to let you tell the story, but not that long ago, something very, very special. And your son is the oldest
He is the
child. And we're going to pull up the photo in
Yes.
just a second, but oh, there it is. I'm looking at it now.
oldest.
And
My
we're
son
about
and
to
I.
see it there. Tell me, what does this photo tell us?
That photo represents change, growth. It also represents not quitting and not giving up. I was in college in the 90s and I got pregnant with him and dropped out. And in my mind, that was it at that moment. But I knew I had better in me. I had so many people surrounding and hands in my back and praying with me and encouraging me. And they encouraged me to go back to school. And I did. And I worked full time, committed to my community, raised my family, and took 15 hours per semester so that I can have the opportunity to graduate with the son that I ended up stopping college with. So
Because of your son, you dropped out of college, and with your son, you graduated from college at UAPB.
and that's why I tell him, I said, you grew from me and grew with me. So
That has to be very special for
it
both of
was
you.
very special. I don't know how special it was for him initially. It was like, wait, I have to share this moment with my mom. But eventually he's okay with it, and he ended up really enjoying the moment.
It brings tears to my eyes when I look at that picture, because I know the sacrifices that were made when you have a child, you know, and how that can change your whole trajectory. And children are important in our lives, and sometimes we have to put the brakes on something that we may have wanted to do for ourselves and focus on our kids. But you came full circle. You
I
came
did.
back.
Two things can be possible. Children can be a lot of work, but they can be so rewarding. So I've just learned to take with it over the years with my children. And he laughs sometimes. He said, we grew up together. I was like, look, don't say that. We did not. I'm still the parent
I'm still
here.
mama.
I'm still mama. I'm not bro. Yeah, bro. But yeah, it has to be very rewarding. And I was very open with my children about my struggles and the things that I did wrong, because I wanted them to see it and wanted it to be realistic and actually know that you can do it again and again and again. And sometimes you fail forward.
Yeah.
And
You fail forward.
I fail forward.
You have a lot of interesting sayings, you know, like messages, you know, like with the tree and the grass and
Yes.
fail forward and
Yes.
all of those things. And I'm sure you share that a lot with the kids and the people you're trying to motivate and
Yes.
help from a financial level. What we didn't mention your son's name. What's his name?
James Scott.
And James is now doing what?
He's coaching in Maumelle now. So
Okay.
his first real job, he has his first apartment. So I'm super proud of him. And I told him there's no more and no less you can do that makes me any prouder.
Well, I am sure you are a motivating factor for both of your children. You also have a daughter.
I do have a daughter. Her name is Leah Randle, and she is a senior at Spelman.
Okay.
So she's getting ready to graduate, studying for the LSAT, and living her best life in Atlanta. I keep asking, are you bringing those talents back to Pine Bluff?
Well, she needs to.
I tell her that, and I get a chuckle. So I hadn't received a yes or no,
But you know what? The good thing is you're planting that seed, because she might feel as though she needs to do whatever it is she needs to do, but you're planting that seed, and one day she could very well come back to her home state and her hometown and share some of that knowledge
Absolutely.
and expertise that she's learning elsewhere. So we won't be mad at her. We'll just
I
let her be her.
So this summer she interned for Senator Raphael Warnock so she enjoyed that. And she actually had an interview a couple of weeks ago with, I think it's the Superior Judge in Washington, D.C. So she's going to have some opportunities to work with her as well, too. So she's doing her own thing, living her best life, and that means so am I.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that means so are you.
So am I.
Yeah, but you know, for the kids, I mean, if I'm looking at billboards with you you
Right.
solely on the billboard promoting the work that you do for FBT, and I'm feeling a certain kind of way, feeling like, wow, I'm so proud of her.
Thank you.
And I'm sure for the kids, it's your children, as well as other people that you touch. It sends a message to everyone that, that you too can succeed, or at least
Absolutely.
looking from your perspective that you are doing great things.
And I'm transparent. I want to be transparent with the students. One of the younger kids walked by and, hello, Billboard Barbie. So they
What?
make a joke about it. So, but I want to come down off the billboard and touch the ground
Yeah.
and touch the community and touch the students. So that is an amazing thing. My grandmother, who's 90, get to see those opportunities and those things, and just to be proud and to see the work that she did was not in vain. And I'm just pressing on.
I'm sure she is. I mean, is she like present? Is she able?
Very, very.
So she knows.
Oh, very. She
So
is.
she knows what's happening with her
She-
little Latasha.
She absolutely does know, and she helped raise me. My parents were young parents, and she's has been very hands on with helping take care of me, and to this day can still get on the phone and call and tell me what I should have did and how I should have let me sit straight, because she likes posture. But those are things that she's instilled in me that
You're
still
making
to
me.
this
I
day.
was like,
That's how she still sits, and she still crosses her leg at 90.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Yes, and I'm thinking,
Okay, Grandma.
yeah, so she gets the opportunity to see those things as well too, and other little girls who may have circumstances that I came from as well to see that it is possible. It is very possible. So I make sure that I have a lot of conversation. Starts out with money, but money can start a lot of conversation.
With that in mind, what is the biggest mistake or the most common mistake that we as people make with our money that you see on a daily basis?
With the world of social media, everybody wants to look like money. They don't really care that they have money. Not everyone, but a lot of people. So I have to stop them and say, do you want to look like money or have money? I want you to have Prada and Progress. I want you to have red bottoms but black accounts. I want you to have Gucci and goals. So that's how I bring it to them. And then I compare when you watch a 15-minute trailer on a movie, and that's the good part. Then you watch the movie, and the rest of it was like,
Oh, it's just okay.
that's how some people are living on social media. Don't believe what you see. So that's the biggest thing I have with the younger generation. Not believing what you see. Everybody is not rich. That $2,000 you notice they taking a picture with, that's all they have. So those types of things, getting them to understand that it's not always what you see.
And another good example of that is like the Housewives series.
Yes.
Okay, because you see so much excess. And they're walking around with these very, very expensive handbags, and they got all these big diamond rings and all the big fancy cars and all of those things. And then next thing we know, they're in jail. Or they're dealing with, as you know, as one that we've heard about, like alleged insurance fraud, and just things like that. And I think, like they send a message out to all of us who are watching, young and old, that, oh my God, look at that house, look at that, and then like, oh, wow, they have such a great marriage. Next thing you know, they're divorced.
Right.
It's like a lot of that with social media in this day and age, and with what we see on TV, none of it, you can't trust any of
can't
it
trust
as
any
being
of it.
real. You
You
just cannot.
A lot of people with money don't look like money.
I know.
It's just like, it comes in, like, oh, okay.
And you know what? And those are a lot of the people that you can really admire.
Right.
Because they can take the nice trips. They can walk into a room and be unassuming. And the people who know, if you know, you know.
If you know,
Those
you know.
people may know, but on average, no one would bother them or think that, can you float me a loan, or can you do this or whatever. They would never think to ask, because they would never think.
The real wealth is authenticity, peace, those are the real peace. Those are things that are really peaceful. Who wants something that you have to work 2 jobs to pay for? You don't get to enjoy it. If you have to work 2 jobs to pay for a home, you probably are not living within your means.
Or that you can't keep. You start off with it, because you got a boatload of money
Yes.
because you've, and I'm using, the Housewives series. I keep saying Housewives, but that whole
Organization presents
thing
that.
that
Yeah.
that's being presented to viewers. You start off with all of that, and then it doesn't work out well, and next thing you know, you're not in that anymore, or there's foreclosure, or you were renting all along,
All along.
or I mean, it's always
It
some.
is smoke and mirrors. It's
Yeah.
about what's sustainable. How do you want to? I tell people if you can't keep up, it's hard to catch up. Just don't do it. Just enjoy some of your money. I encourage enjoying some of your money, but don't get caught up on what other people are doing and thinking that you are behind or things are less.
Just be individual. Just
Keep
do
your eyes on your own paper.
yeah, yeah.
It literally.
On your own paper.
Yes,
And the prize, which the prize is not necessarily the excess.
it is not. It's
The
the peace.
It's the peace.
Yes.
It's the peace. And it's also the feeling of knowing that there's money in the bank,
There's money in the bank
and
because
and the mortgage is going to be paid, or better yet, the house is going to be paid off.
because if you still owe the bank, you don't own the home. At any time, anything can happen, and then you no longer have the home.
Whole different ball game.
Whole different ball game.
I wanted the white dresses caught my eye. When were you inducted into the Pine Bluff chapter of the Links Incorporated?
It was, I think, June of 2025, so recent, very recent.
I
Just a
was
few.
I was thinking it must be recent, and I bring this up because many people know that I too am a link. With the Little Rock chapter of
Okay.
the Links Incorporated. I was inducted back in 2009.
Okay,
So it's been a
it's
minute.
been a minute.
It's been a minute. You're a
Yeah,
newbie.
very much so.
But, on top of all of the community service that you're doing, now just add more to it,
Add more to it.
because if you are a link, you are going to work.
Your service.
It's all about community service.
They're service based. Did I say service based?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I want to make
Very
sure
much.
you understood
Very
service
much.
based. They
Yes.
are friendship and service based. So I've enjoyed being a member of Links. It's still new, but I tell you, they've been so welcoming and helpful and just guiding. And it's a sisterhood.
It is a sisterhood.
It is.
You make some good friends, but you're all in it for the same purpose, and that's the community service aspect of it, and in your case, making Pine Bluff a better place.
Yes.
And and in my case, being connected with the Little Rock chapter, making Little Rock and surrounding areas a
Yes.
better place. And there are times when the two organizations will merge, and we will do things together. Just so people know, Links is actually it's worldwide, but definitely there are chapters all over the country and in all of the major cities and some not so major cities.
Right.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
We're everywhere. What other pictures do we have? Because I think we
Let's
only have like 5 minutes left. Ryan, what have we not touched on? I just want to just make sure. Because you sent a boatload
I know.
of photos.
Because I take pictures because I like a memory. And I thought, I didn't know what to send. And you said pictures, and I just started sending pictures.
I know. So I was trying
Look at
to.
that one.
Tell me
Oh.
about this one.
I was a guest speaker for TOPS, targeting our people's priorities in service. And the little girl just walked up to me and just started asking me so many questions.
Like?
And, how did I get into the field? And, well, I think she may have asked me, was I a teller? And I told her what I did in the bank and just how she looked up at me whenever and some days I get weary. And I think about this picture and
it brings you right
it brings
back.
me right
Brings you
back
right
to
back.
where I should be when I question if I'm doing the right thing or if I'm in the right vein. I look at this picture of her looking up at me and I'm thinking, keep going,
Don't stop.
keep going,
Don't stop, won't
keep
stop.
going. Yes.
Yeah.
It gets hard some days.
Well,
but
you know what? I think that's in any of our professions. There are times when, we all face challenges on many different levels, but you are touching a lot of lives in so many ways. And I admire you for your success personally, as well as everything that you're trying to do to make the Pine Bluff community a better place and touching people in the pocketbook. trying
Yes.
to make them stronger and starting with those little kids.
That's the best way to create new customers with the kids. Everybody's already touched all the older people. We're going to take care of you, but we're going to pour into these students and let them have the opportunity. And I just can't wait to hear when one of my students graduates. So we'll follow them from kindergarten all the way up, and just they may do something big at the end of their graduation just to honor them and taken care of. So I love it.
I
I
love
love
it
it.
too. I
I
love
love
it
it.
too.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I was able to have you on
Thank you guys
this
so
podcast.
much. I've enjoyed every second. It went by quick.
I know it. Everybody says that. Anyway, that is it. Thank you so much,
Thank
Latasha
you.
Randle. Oh, well, actually, you know what? Ryan is telling me to stretch. At first, he told me we only had 5 minutes, and now we have what, 20 more minutes? Oh, we have 3 minutes left.
minutes.
Okay, well, before we go, let's talk a little bit about the Pine Bluff community. And I know, there's lots going on there. People are trying to make it a better place
Yes.
to live. You grew up there.
All my life.
Your thoughts about it right now?
My thoughts is there's always potential. We have so many people still committed to Pine Bluff, but we have to be able to do the work. How I say it is, you know how when you go to graduation and they say, please hold all applause to the end, but after every name, everybody claps? If we all just hold off on clapping for our names and wait till everybody does all of their service and make one loud roar for Pine Bluff. That's just my analysis on
You
that.
have like these really good analogies that you come up with. Do you just come up with this yourself?
I do. I
You
do.
are so good. Yeah, that's a gift.
Oh, thank you.
Just so you know, that's a
My
gift.
friends call them Tashaisms.
Tasha-isms. Well,
Yes.
okay, we will refer to them as such, but
Yes.
I love them. I absolutely love them. I also should point out, you and I are on the foundation board for Jefferson Regional Foundation.
Yes.
And you have also helped with Warrior Lodge, which I've
Yes.
talked about on this
Yes,
program.
I'm so excited for the Warrior Lodge. Congratulations. And
Thank
thank
you.
you for doing the work for Pine Bluff, for my hometown. There are so many places you could have committed to do that.
Thank you.
I'm grateful that you did it there in Pine Bluff. We appreciate you. You are Pine Bluff to us.
Well, my husband is there, so
Yes.
so I'm very much there. But there was a need for Warrior Lodge, and basically for people who may not know, it's to help cancer patients who have to travel for treatment at Jones Dunklin Cancer Center, and they need a place to stay. I just did a story not so long ago on Thomas Kendricks,
Okay.
who was driving from Crosset 5 days a week, 2 hours each way for treatment. And then on the way back home, it was such a struggle for him, because it was a struggle for him to get there, but then driving home he had to stop about 5 or 6 times to go to the bathroom. It was a struggle. He'll be able to stay for free at Warrior Lodge. So,
I know you're interviewing, but now I want to interview you.
well, you
Have
know what?
you-
We're out of time.
We're out of time. Have you really sat down and thought about the impact that it's going to have?
I think I kind of have, but I'm going to bring you on and we'll talk about that even more.
Perfect.
Okay?
Thank you again for having me.
Thank you, Latasha Randle from FBT Bank. Thank you
ma'am.
so
Thank
very
you.
much. And as always, I want to thank all of you for tuning in to Terrell Talk. I just love this podcast and the opportunity to talk with so many interesting people who inspire and motivate. I'll see you next time.